The continued rising of commodity prices continue to concern school owners and parents intending to send their children back to school next week. Many say the continued financial challenges have left them constrained. Charles Chiseka says this second term he has to pay 1.3 million shillings for a primary school child, yet last term he had to part away with 980,000 shillings. Chiseka is not alone, as many other schools have increased tuition fees for next term.
The school proprietors or the head teachers, the directors, they should just revise their decision as far as school fees is concerned, because we are equally affected. We are equally affected by the COVID-19.
We expected it. I've got, I think, a fair increment for one of my children. The fees increased from 600,000 to 750. I mean, considering that most things have doubled in prices or even tripled, I think that's a fair increment.
Chiseka, who also doubles as Executive Secretary in charge of Education and Sports in Kawempe Division, says many private schools have increased tuition fees and a few government-aided institutions are following the same route.
But the point in case is Kawempe Muslim. If a government school is paying 1.8, right now as we talk, for this time they are going to pay around 2 point something.
For their part, parents said though these are tough times, schools shouldn't increase tuition fees exorbitantly. This comes days after Education Minister Janet Museveni appealed to schools not to increase tuition fees. However, school directors and owners say most schools are still suffering the after effects of COVID-19 lockdown, coupled with a rise in cost of living.
The 50 kilogram sack of maize maize flour that we have been using at a cost of 80,000 is now 130,000. That is almost double. The beans, now it has increased to 4,500 shillings a kilogram. And these are the ingredients of what we feed our children with.
Now, like mainly primary schools, which have been picking learners from home to school, some of them are giving up because there is no way you can manage unless you increase the fees or the transport fares.
They add that on top of this, they are still faced with a number of areas that accumulated during the 2 years of closure, yet government has refused to waive some taxes despite their constant cries.
But if the government is not considerate of even having a waiver for property rates on schools for the 2 years when we have been in COVID, then you have no reason whatsoever to say that a school increasing school fees to cater for its requirements is unjustified.
The more prolonged lockdown, teachers are trying to venture into business. So we are attracting the teachers back to schools. And now even their cost has gone high. So you have to increase their salary.
The school owners add that whereas teachers in government-aided schools received COVID-19 relief cash, those in private entities are still waiting for their share to date.
Made us file applications of financial assistance or grants, but no single school has even accessed such grants. So we still have issues of rent areas where the school was renting. We still have issues of even salary areas. We still even have issues of loans in the banks. So now with this current economic situation, schools have to be so innovative.
Reflecting on the matter, the technical advisor for the Education Advocacy Network, Patrick Kaboyo, says schools want government to discuss the matter within a view of the challenges that they face.
So the conversation should bring on board managers of schools to tell us exactly what do they spend on, because we all pay fees. So these fees then should be clearly calculated and cost centers identified so that the increase in fees can be understood. But I want to assure you that there will be invisible ways of increase in terms of tuition in every school.
Norbert Atkunda, NTV Weekend Edition.